Hello and welcome back to Buck the Trend podcast. I'm Matt Nartiv.
And I'm Steph Clatterback. And it is great to be back for another week. And we've done it 2 weeks on the trot. We're back.
Yeah, I mean, for those watching on YouTube, we haven't even set up our mics again yet, so we are holding them in our hands again.
Yeah, and I'm honestly, this is anyone that spent any ounce of time with us. This is so typical us. We've barely unpacked our bags from Austria.
Yeah, only because we're going to repack them again to go away again.
Yeah, yes, which is very true. And in theory, time saving. But in actual fact, it doesn't save any time. Because any time I need something, I need to go and look through my bag of stuff that's still not quite unpacked. All the dirty stuff is out and washed and all sorts. But the residual pieces are still in there.
Yeah, and that's the problem with living out of a suitcase, I guess, for a bit. And I'm sure people working away will notice that a lot, as in, I don't know, I feel like work clothes though are a bit different because you kind of have to you have to wash all your clothes.
Yes, please everybody wash your clothes.
Although, as I said that, I paused because I looked down and I'm pretty sure I've spilt some dinner on my top. Which isn't also as unusual.
No. Very typical. But yeah, we are at home. We've been at home for 2 days now because we went away at the end of last week again. And basically we need a full day at home to unpack stuff because we haven't quite had that yet. We've been at home for 3 days and we were away again, and then we're now back, and then obviously we're away again this weekend. So it's been a whirlwind 10 days being home.
Yeah.
/ not home.
Certainly felt like everything's... The hours feel like seconds.
Yes.
And you just don't have time to do anything, which is fun. But so obviously training. Let's just go straight into it. How's training been going?
I don't want to jinx it. I really don't want to jinx it. It's been going really well. Okay, I'm 3 days in. So after Zell, we came back and had a couple of days recovery. And then we had an amazing opportunity to go out to the Netherlands to do some aero testing, which was great. And as much as it wasn't structured training sessions, it was spending a fair amount of time at intended Ironman power, which you do get, there is physiological benefit from that. But we came back Sunday to then be training again on Monday morning was the plan. And it is now Wednesday night. So I've had a 3-day block, and we're basically kind of replicating what we were doing in Austria because it was working really well. So Monday I had a long run, 22k, and an easy swim. Yesterday was a run on the lever with some work faster than 4 minutes per kilometre, but obviously it's not running that fast. It's moving the legs that fast. But because of the lever system, the loading on my body's less. So we just wanted to get my legs speed up without completely spiking my heart rate and making it a hard run. And then I had a swim, and then I did a 3-hour ride. And then today was another swim, and then a 3-hour ride with some really chunky blocks of work, which I haven't been able to do since that session I don't think I've done since March. Which is a really long time ago. And I've been able to execute every session. Everything's been fine. My heart rate has been wonderful. My POT symptoms have been well in control. Obviously, we're now implementing lots of different things to manage them, but it's been a really, really positive recovery from the race and then reintroduction to training.
Yeah, and I think having the recovery after the race really probably helped that. We had the intention, or I don't know, maybe a backup of Knocker Heist, which you pulled off. Mainly we'd got everything we wanted out of the race from Zell MC, and we didn't feel we could get any more out of another race. Is that fair to say?
I was running in Zell, and I was like, I don't want to be in this position again, where number one, I'm just going for a get round, and number two, I don't feel like I've got any more.
Yeah, which I think was the right decision, and it then left us So we originally had aero testing planned for post race, sort of Monday, Tuesday, weather dependent. We obviously then were able to move that back where the weather was a lot better on the weekend. I think it was raining actually Monday, Tuesday, so we kind of lucked out.
Yeah, we nailed it. On Saturday there was no wind at all.
But I guess that's a big thanks to Baz and Aerogrip for that, because he moved mountains to fit us in, which is fantastic. So
Yes, he
shout
really
out
did.
to Aerogrip and Baz. So if you haven't seen them, you can see them on Steph's Instagram, I'm sure.
Yeah. So Baz makes what he does. He does so many things. He's an incredibly clever guy, but he is the brains and the muscle behind the front end that I currently ride.
The muscle. I like that.
Well, I don't really know. I don't know what else to call it.
I'm going to refer to him as the muscle.
As the muscle.
when I speak to him.
Well, he thought it up and he also made it, so he kind of did everything.
Yeah. So Baz, you're the muscle.
You're the muscle, but also the brains.
So yeah, really good weekend there. I mean, we won't go into too much detail about findings and whatnot, but
because you're all really nosy and we want to keep it a secret for Kona.
But I guess no huge. I mean, there were some really interesting learners, but no huge. Nothing. I mean, it's all specific to you anyway. But like I say, we tried positions, we tried equipment, all sorts really.
Yeah, I think actually more interesting was like people were saying, "Oh, you'll get a huge benefit from this," and I didn't.
Yeah.
So a couple of things that were the case with. So I guess it's just like, don't necessarily follow fads. It is always worth you can do your own kind of pseudo testing if you're able to be a consistent athlete with a stretch of road that doesn't change, and you can hold the same watts.
Yeah.
And just time yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously we were able to use an aero sensor to do some CDA calculations, which was really cool. And really helps with my obsessive personality because I just wanted to get it down as low as I could. Yeah, some like cool, largely tweaks.
Yeah, and
lots of tweaking.
And I think what's interesting is like comfort comes into play as well, because you're not in the tunnel, you're outside, so you can actually ride the position at target watts.
Yes,
which I think is a big learning. And I think we tried around a lot of different things, but even sort of dropping your front end to try and get a little bit lower was negligible in terms of watts, but comfort wise was a lot worse. So it was kind of, and it's good to be able to sort of practice that in sort of race environment.
Yeah. And like on that one, it was, so the stretch was like, I don't know, K&a-half. And within about 700 meters, I knew that I would not be able to ride that position for an Ironman.
Yeah.
It was just like no, this is too uncomfortable. And I think as an athlete, we have to, it's all very well going after like the lowest CDA you can and being as aero as you can, but we're not 10-mile time trialists. Like, we also have to run off the bike. So if you're in an uncomfortable position that you can't hold for long stretches of time or can't be in for long stretches of time, there's absolutely no point doing it whatsoever. And yes, you can train certain elements of being aero and you can do drills and you can work on your flexibility and your mobility, but there's no point having a position that is so far beyond where you are right now if you can't hold it in a race.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that kind of wraps up that, but it was great weekend, a lot of learnings for both of us.
Yeah, for sure. And we had some pretty gnarly crosswinds on Sunday, so that was fun Kona practice.
Yeah, which I guess then moves us on towards Kona really. So we've got obviously a bit of a heat prep camp coming up to try and sort of get used to the heat, I guess. Yeah,
so we're flying to Texas on Sunday. So that's Sunday the 14th. And we are there until Wednesday the 24th of September. We're going back to see Yana, so she might make another appearance on the podcast. It'd be really nice to her and take over enough dark chocolate digestive biscuits and penguins. I think they are on the order. And the intention is to just help the body start to adapt to the heat. Being in Texas really worked for me last time because it just, I don't know, being warm all of the time had a much more positive impact than like isolated heat prep or having hot baths, or just for me personally, and the responses that my body was exhibiting. And there wasn't, like, I didn't see a detriment to my training. So we've just kind of decided to do that again, because Texas has the ability to have more harsh conditions than Kona at this time of year.
Yeah.
The reports we're getting from Jana is it's currently winter over there, which I severely disagree with.
I completely disagree. I mean, Giannis just texted me, so her ears are clearly burning.
Yeah, she knows.
But I had a look at the weather, and it's currently, for the next week, 33, 34 degrees Celsius. So
nice.
That's going to be warm.
It's going to be warm. Did you look at the humidity or the dew point? Because apparently that's what's important.
No, I leave that to Jana.
Okay.
She's the mystic weather
mystic
lady.
weather guru. So yeah, that's basically the plan. Like, just let the body get used to existing in hot temperatures, both for training and living, so that when we get to Kona, there's either no change or not much change either way, which will be fun. So I've kind of, in my head, I've had like, this is a week here at home, and then we fly, and there'll be a couple of easy days after we travel, but then it's like, it'll be another week until we fly to Kona, and then there'll probably be an easy day after travel, just because like the flight to Texas is 11 hours, 10 hours, and then the flight on to there from Kona is another like 8 hours of traveling, 9 hours of traveling, 8 hours of flying, and given the learnings from the last year, I really need to make sure my body recovers well from that. So yeah, another easy day or two once we land, and then it will actually be like, I think we're there 2.5 weeks before the race, so it will be another week of training before we go into taper. So I've got 3-week blocks, all split by a flight, which is really manageable in my head. And obviously there are days within that are easy and all sorts, but yeah, that's kind of what we've got left, and it's crazy that it's so close, because this is coming out on Thursday the 11th of September, which is 1 month to go.
Yeah, and it is building really fast. Like, I think the likes of Chelsea Sodara is already in Kona on a camp, potentially. Jocelyn Macaulay, she keeps doing some video diaries on Instagram, which is quite fun to just watch and just get excited for Kona. I think Laura Phillips flown out to probably Maui or somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely building. I'm looking forward to it, which I think probably leads us on to this weekend.
The Men's Ironman World Championship.
In Nice.
Yeah, which is very exciting. I can't believe it's here.
So yeah, Steph, the Men's World Championship in Nice this weekend, which we are annoyingly flying on.
Matt's furious because I booked the flights for World Champs Day.
Yeah, I don't think the Wi-Fi will be able to stream on YouTube. I mean, I could be proved wrong. Maybe Starlink will sort us out and we'll get a good connection, but I don't think I'll be able to watch it. Maybe I'll speak to Robbie or someone and we can get eyes on the ground for me.
I mean, it's really not going to be the end of the world.
No, but anyway, less of us, more about the weekend. So we have the World Championships. It is a pretty stellar field.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we say this every year, and it's so exciting, but we haven't had the Norwegians there for the last year or so. They're back in the fold now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, give me a podium.
Yeah, the Norwegians do make it way more exciting. I can't give you a podium, and I'm so glad that I'm not on Pro Tri News this week, because I would not be able to do my picks without like a million caveats and having a podium of like 100 people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it changes every time you put a different scenario in your head.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, maybe we won't do podiums, but I'm pretty sure it's hard to look past all the recent winners. You've got Patrick Langer, you've got Sam Laidlow, you've got Christian Blumenfeld, and even Gustav sits in there. Who else are we missing?
Oh, I can't remember.
Magnus.
So there are some other exciting people though, like Martin van Riel.
Yes.
And
Jonas Schomburg.
Matthew Marquardt's coming off 2 wins. Like, when you're on a winning streak, you can't look away from like that. That's powerful. And then there are people like Rudy von Berg. He is always there.
Camworth,
yeah.
I don't know maybe about the win, but I think they can definitely be disruptors.
And that's what makes it exciting.
And there's always going to be someone who's going to blow up.
Yeah. Well, and then there's Finn Grosser Friis, right? Who just raced Copenhagen and ran like lightning fast.
Yeah, I just think I thought it was too close.
But yes, but if you can still run like 10 minutes into people,
Yeah,
you
but
move through. So I think it's so open, even though there are lots of favourites. I mean, it's hard for me to look past KB winning, if I'm honest.
yeah, and it's been done before. Going back to Gross something,
Friis.
Gross Friis. I'm pretty sure Anne Haug won Copenhagen the year you did it, and then the World Championships, was it not?
Yeah, maybe. I've absolutely no idea. I didn't even know who she was when I did my Ironman, so I'm not going to be able to remember.
So yeah, it can be done, I guess.
Matt's managed to talk himself into a change of mind.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win. I want to say Christian because I think it's so hard to look past him, but I also would love to see Patrick win a fourth and just cement. I mean, he is the greatest Ironman athlete probably.
And also after the season that he's had, to have the injury that stopped him racing Texas, and he was like, he had to work so hard to come back ready for Frankfurt. I would absolutely love to see Patrick win. I think that would be a story lots of people would like to hear. Equally, Gustav, he's another one that's had a really, really hard couple of years and has come back, and we're seeing the Gustav that we saw win Worlds in 2022. And rumour has it that he's got his lucky hat back. And he's never lost in his lucky hat.
He didn't lose it.
No, but he stopped wearing it because he only wears it when he thinks he can win.
Yeah, and I think he can win. So, yeah. There are so many people that I'd be like, yeah, I'd be happy with them winning. And
apparently Sam Laidlow is paying Jamie Riddle to be his...
Is that not just...
I was going to say soigneur, but that's the wrong word. To be his feet to swim on and then to take it out really hard in the bike? Was that the plan?
Yeah, but I just don't see that happening. But also, I don't see the benefit on the climb. Surely it's when you get along the top. So if you could hang with him to the top, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. Just ride a really, really hard 90k as opposed to 180, which is significantly shorter.
But I do wonder if people are starting to say, I don't know, let's just say Sam is paying Jamie Riddle for this. And I'm sure it's happened previously in other World Championships. But if he is doing that, then maybe Ironman will go more for the 20-meter rule on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the thing that decides it, right? If people are starting to build teams around them.
Yeah, and it would be great.
Yes, it would be great. We would all like that very much.
So yeah, bring the 20-meter rule maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, does that wrap up the World Championships?
I mean, it can do. With absolutely flying through everything.
Yeah, we are. Maybe I'm just too eager today.
I don't know why you're getting you're getting really, really excited. I'm not sure
full
about
of beans on a Wednesday evening.
Yeah. We've flown through 3 topics in 15 minutes. Do you want to revisit any of it? No? You're not sure?
No, because we said, yeah, I don't think we can go on to Kona really yet. We've got to get the men's.
Okay, so this is the problem that we have. Matt is so excited to go to Hawaii. He cannot think about anything else, which means that that's all he wants to talk about. But we're a month away, and I would like to not talk about Kona yet. Other than just getting excited to swim with the fish and stuff. So yeah, we probably should revisit. What should we revisit? What should we talk about?
Well, we can go over Nice. I mean, having not been there or raced there, it's quite hard to go through the swim, bike, run courses, but you can quickly...
Yeah, let's go for it. So the swim is a second M. So you...
Ironically.
Yeah, it kind of does look like the M dot. So you swim out, obviously. You swim out to sea, and then you turn, I think it's right, and then right again, and you come back to shore. But you don't, it's not an Aussie exit. So you don't come all the way out of the water. You turn around 2 buoys that are close to shoreline, and then you go back out again.
I'm not sure you'd want to do an Aussie exit on those pebbly...
Well, no, I think that's why. So the stones are really hard. Obviously they're hard, the stones.
Stones are really hard.
They're really sharp. So when you watch people running on them, they just look so uncomfortable. So I think that's probably why they turn them in the water. And then they send you back out again. out to sea and then back in. So yeah, 3.8k to kind of 1.9k loops, but they're also not loops. It's an out and back and then another out and back, but on a different part of the sea. So it helps with congestion. Like, it's not a congested course at all.
And then a pretty, I say, short transition. It's close to the shore.
Yeah. So just going back to the swim, I think it's so different to the Kona course. So like, number one, there's a very good chance that we'll see wetsuits.
Yeah, at the moment apparently it's looking pro swim skin age group wetsuits.
Obviously Kona every year is non-wetsuit. So yeah, might be swim skin. Last year the women were in wetsuits.
Yes. Which changes a lot.
Yes, it's especially wetsuits in salt water, because salt water is more buoyant anyway. And then you add a wetsuit in, and it's like, I mean, you literally can't sink.
I think the major benefit comes to the weaker swimmers to be able to hang in there for longer. I think,
and expend less energy.
Yes.
In doing so.
Yeah, but I don't think you'd get as big a front group otherwise.
What, in a swim skin?
Yeah. Swim skin, I think, would break it up a bit more.
Yeah, I think the only reason that wouldn't be true is this year we have more short course athletes that have stepped up, and therefore actually just more better swimmers that are here.
Yeah.
And the bigger that front group, the easier it is to hang in there. I think what is actually more likely to make a difference is the corners. Or are the corners. Yeah. So in Kona...
especially if there's a swell.
Yeah. In Kona, there are 2 corners. You swim out, you turn right, you come back. Whereas here, there's significantly more corners. And every corner, like... people can make it if you miss the feet, if you hit the buoy, if you don't quite get your cornering right, if you don't accelerate fast enough out the corner, much like a bike, like, it's really easy for you to lose the pack. And there's just more opportunities for that to happen with more corners, especially the corners in the second half, where like you've got people that were probably on the limit for the first bit and were just hanging on. And then they'll lose feet in the second part. So yeah, I think that would be the reason that it breaks up.
Yeah, and it's looking, sorry, I'm just looking at the weather now. 25 degrees, well, high of 25, low of 18 Celsius. A little bit of wind, but nothing silly. And no rain.
Any rain in the next couple of days?
So Saturday, there's a bit of rain in the afternoon. But...
and temperatures are good. So it's unlikely that the sea temp's going to drop.
No.
So yeah, probably likely swim skin. For the men, which will be... I mean, the thing is, that's what you train for. And that's what it was in Kona last year. So I think corners will make it more interesting and more dynamic, because you can't just like get into your rhythm and go for it. But the swim skins mean that the likes of Sam Long, for example, will be fighting to make sure the gap is as small as possible.
Yeah, I'd like to see Sam do well, but I can't see it.
It's not a course that suits him. If it's a non-wetsuit swim, he's been in Europe working super hard on his descending.
I was going to say, he's been in Europe, he's been descending, and also his results would say that he hasn't been concentrating as much on the T100 and probably putting a more emphasis on the Ironman distance. Don't know if that's true. Just by the look at it from the outside, he might be able to say differently. But hopefully he's been putting his efforts there, because it was quite fun, because he qualified at the same race you did.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
Yeah, which didn't have a swim, funnily enough. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see him go well, but I can't, with the pace of the front, I just can't see it. Especially,
I think the only thing that will play into his favour is the fact that going onto the bike, it's like 15 kilometres of flat.
Yeah.
And then you go up for an hour, and that up is steep enough that drafting is not a thing. So they're going to be going slow enough that you're not going to get any draft benefit from sitting, or very, very little draft benefit from sitting 12 metres back. So we know that Sam's good on a bike. he like everyone is doing a 1 hour TT effort up this climb.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that will play into his favour, is he's not going to lose out on too much drafting or pack work in the first 15k before it all basically breaks apart anyway. And he's got experience racing over this distance, more so than some of the others in the field. So I think what we might see is people going up way too hard up this climb and then really paying for it, not necessarily in the bike, but certainly on the second lap of the run.
Yeah, and what's interesting with this bike course is I think we'll see a lot of, I mean, I'm already starting to see a couple, but a lot of lighter bikes. I don't know if anyone's going to try anything funny. I know a lot of the athletes tend to, in the World Championships, try something different, especially for this Nice course. It's the last time there. Well, I don't think we will, but maybe we'll see a road bike kind of setup for some weight saving.
Maybe.
But also, there's just, I mean, all the bikes are painted black. They're probably...
Well, we've just had, so Sam Laidlow and Christian Hogenhaag, their bikes have been released today.
Yeah, both black.
Both back. Both look so smart.
Yeah, and like I say, I think Christian didn't have his box on the back. Probably save a bit of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be lots of...
Also, we haven't shouted out Christian Hogenhaag. We have to shout out Christian Hogenhaag. He's a family favourite in our house.
Yeah.
He had a baby 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And which is just so exciting, and lovely and wonderful. And it timed perfectly because he was able to get back into training and then race Worlds, which was a big question mark for him this season. So
yeah, and I think he's kind of racing with no pressure.
Yeah.
Which I think almost sometimes can be really good, because he's kind of going under the radar. He's had some really good races. Obviously, he was, I think, second in Frankfurt, was it?
Yes.
And I think he was top 10 at Worlds last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always there or thereabouts, and he rides a bike bloody well.
His Instagram posts have been so refreshing, though.
Yeah, I've quite enjoyed his...
So he's been doing his training roundups, which basically also includes like all baby related things that have prevented him from being able to execute a training week that he would like. And his most recent post was just like, I'm prepared, not perfectly prepared, but I am prepared. And I just loved that, because he was like, I'm fitter than I was 4 weeks ago. And that's kind of what counts. And I mean, I can relate. So for me, it was a really refreshing post to read.
Yeah. So we'd also love to see him up there. So no pressure, Christian. But
yeah,
if you
please make us happy. So yeah, bike course, up a hill, and then at the top of the hill you don't come back down again, which is like...
Well, not straight away.
Not straight away. So it's a rolling plateau for 100 kilometres?
Near enough,
80
I think.
kilometres? Like a really long time. There's an out and back chucked in there somewhere. And then it's a really, really fast descent into town that we saw Kat absolutely smash her way through last year. Because Laura had dropped her on the climb?
Caught her up and then dropped her.
Caught her up, dropped her on the climb. Kat didn't close the gap along the plateau, but did close the gap on the descent. And then they came into T2 together, and we had that wonderful first lap run battle. So it's fast enough and long enough that if you can ride it well and ride it with confidence, you're going to make time up on the field. But equally, it's fast enough and long enough that if you're not confident, there is the scope to lose quite a lot of time.
Yeah, so that'll be really interesting. I don't even really know who the best descenders are, but
no, we don't. We don't see enough courses like this to know, because most of our courses are flat with a few corners. So
yeah, I think you've got the usual suspects. I think Martin van Riel will probably be very good. I'd imagine Sam
will be good. Rudy
knows
will be
those
good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Rudy, they know that course very well. Cam, you'd like to think, would know it really well. I mean, I think he did crash last time, but his bike ability is probably
pretty good,
better than almost everybody in that field. So, yeah.
What is interesting, a descent that long at the back end is like the end of an Ironman bike. Your brain isn't really working properly. Like you're kind of looking forward to getting off the bike, you might have underfueled, you might have overworked. So when you're having to like ask, and the only thing you need to work on the descent is your brain. Because like, yeah, okay, you can do a bit of pedaling, but you're not going to be sending it at like 800 watts.
But also on the descent, it's a lot harder to take on fuel.
Yes.
When you're climbing, when you're on the flat, it's definitely a lot easier to take a drink, take on a gel, take on a bar, whatever you're doing. When you're descending, it's got to be pretty quick, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say most people just won't be fueling on that descent because it's switchbacks as well. Lots of corners, beautiful descent. The images that come out of it are absolutely stunning.
I think that's where you'll see the internal hydrations or the little tubey bottles on the top with straws maybe be utilised a bit more.
Yeah, so people don't have to take their hands away from their brakes. So they come down, and then once they're back, it's like super fast descent, and then they're basically in transition when they get down to the bottom. And then it is the run, which is 4 loops of 10k, 10.5k along the Promenade d'Anglais, which is like, the interesting part of this course is the bike, but the looped run makes it so good for spectating.
And I do quite like a 4-loop course, but it will start to get pretty busy on that sort of last loop, which makes the TV coverage maybe a bit harder. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It kind of starts to get busy, but if you think these guys are finishing in like, what, sub 8 hours?
Yeah, 8:07 I think won it. So
yeah, so if call it 8, then anyone that's going slower than 11.5 hours probably isn't on the course yet. So it's still quite a lot of people. So it's not like a normal Ironman that gets busy. I think we did see it last year and the year before. There are more people out there, but I don't think it's going to be busy enough to affect the race.
Yeah, and I think it will be really interesting. I think the hype is definitely more this year than, I'm not saying last year, I'm just saying the men's previous edition.
So 2023.
And I don't know if that's because we've seen what the course is like, and we've seen the sort of dynamics that sort of play out, and maybe that's why it's a bit more exciting for me. This is just me personally. Obviously, Kona has always been the one that gets everybody excited. It just builds up a bit more. And people are still coming in late to Nice. What day are we on now? Wednesday. And I think there's still people arriving today.
Yeah. I think another thing is, like, even in the last 2 years, sports marketing has moved on so much, and the media coverage has moved on so much. There's still, like, it's better, but it's still predominantly Instagram based. So we went on YouTube this evening just to see, like, what we could watch that was Nice related. And there was one Ironman video that was like, was it the Fighting Chance Kona video? No, Fighting Chance Nice, like, preview.
Yeah, there were a lot of build up from the last year's race, and I think contenders for this year rather than what's going to happen this year. But we're still on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's just, I want it. It's World Champs week, so I want it to all, I want it to be everything and everywhere. There is lots of stuff coming out on Instagram because people are doing their pre-race interviews and stuff, so there's some really good sound bites, which is always fun. But I have a feeling, so last year we saw Kat and Laura come into T2 together, run 10k together, and then Laura created a gap and held it. I think this year we're going to see something completely different. I don't think the winner of the race comes off the bike at the front.
Yeah, I think I probably tend to agree with you there. I think Christian wins unless he cramps or throws up.
Both of those things have happened quite frequently. So it's a big old asterisk.
Yeah,
but you're gonna
that's my.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know.
Because Laidlow, for instance, do you think he needs a gap on the run?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think Christian and Patrick are running in a different league to a lot of people.
I think he'll have a gap to Patrick, but then Patrick and Christian could come off at similar times on the bike.
Exactly.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Christian's looks like he's putting a lot of work
Yeah.
for this Nice course. So,
And Patrick's raced it before, knew what it took to come second, and therefore will know what it takes to win.
Yeah.
So he'll just be executing as close to that as he can.
yeah, in his eyes, I guess he just needs a few more minutes closer off the bike. He can do everything else pretty much the same.
Exactly the same, yeah.
I'm sure he'll want his swim to be quicker, and I'm sure he'll want his bike to be quicker, and I'm sure he'll want his run to be quicker. But be interesting to see.
Yeah, so it's going to be really exciting.
Yes.
I'm very excited to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's definitely going to be fireworks. There's going to be people blowing up. There's going to be people, and that's what makes it really like exciting. Because you just generally, it's a world championship, so you actually have no idea what's going to happen, because there are going to be people that are going out to win, and was this like, they could be going out to win and then lose everything, but it would be worth it because they risked it to win rather than play it safe and come like fifth. So I think we're going to see some really, really exciting racing. And I think we started watching the fighting chants from Kona for last year. And Daniel Bakkegaard was asked, I don't know if he was asked, but he said something about like, yeah, they always say to race your own race. And I'd say that's bleep. We haven't sworn yet on the podcast, so I'm not going to swear. And I just think that is like, that's so true. In any normal Ironman that is not the World Championships, people will be going out and racing to like as close to their race as they can. And if that means they have to try a bit harder on the bike to hold some wheels, maybe they'll do that. But in the World Championships, it is not racing your own race. Everyone is there. Most people are there trying to win, or at least place as high as they can. And therefore they're racing the race that's around them instead of like their own race, which means that we get fireworks, which is great to watch.
Yeah, and we've seen that. I mean, firsthand, haven't we, in Hawaii with yourself, I guess, with putting your hand in the fire too early, it can go the complete opposite way.
I got real burnt.
And I think you can take the gamble and it can work, but it can also go the opposite way. So a lot of it is managing your effort, and whoever does that the best on the day will probably be there or thereabouts, I'd say. Whether they win or not, I don't know yet, because I'm sure you have to take quite a few gambles to win it.
I think so.
But yeah, exciting. And that will wrap up there. But talking of exciting, we have some T-shirts and some merchandise to try out in the next few days, which will be fun, pre-Kona. And we did speak about a little giveaway potentially in Kona, whether that is, I don't know, from your Breakfast with Bob, Pro Tri News podcast you do, or we organise a swim or something. We will try and sort something out and put it on Instagram. We've had a few people message already saying they'll be in Kona, so fantastic, great. We'd love to say hello and come and... I mean, we don't know how many goodie bags or whatever we can do yet, but we're working that out.
That's Matt's job.
Well, I reckon we can definitely do 5.
We'll do more than 5. We'll do 10.
We'll do 10.
I'd like to do 20.
I'd like to...
Matt's worried that no one's going to turn up.
I'd like to under-promise and over-deliver.
Okay, so
we're doing 1.
We're doing... Great, we're doing 1.
But yeah, keep an eye out, and we'll put it on Steph's Instagram and Buck the Trend.
And we'll do our best to be organised and like pick a day in advance to help people plan. Not this far in advance.
Oh, we will definitely do it well in advance, though.
Okay, good.
Obviously,
because I need to plan.
As we get closer and closer to race week, Steph's going to be wrapped in cotton wool and thrown away somewhere. Not thrown away.
Please don't throw me away. I don't want to be thrown away.
But the closer you get to the race, the
less I have to do, because you do more.
Yeah, so we'll get a lot of that out of the way probably early in the week, I'd say.
Yeah.
Most people should be around by then, I think. We've got, obviously, I'd imagine you'll be racing, or swimming at least, is it called the Aloha Swim?
No, it's not, but yeah, I will.
Is it not?
No, I think it's the... Oh, God, I'm going to butcher it. The Ho'ala Swim, H-O' ALO.
Yeah, okay.
Aloha?
Well, that's news to me.
Maybe. I'm really sorry. I can't actually remember. I can picture it, but it's not. I don't think it's the Aloha.
And that's usually the what, Saturday or Sunday before the race?
Saturday before the race, as in like
The
a
week.
full week before the race. Yes, I will be there.
Yeah. So also, if you're around there, come say hello.
Come say hi.
We'll be around probably before, obviously during and after.
Yeah, I mean, before is always a rush because we
Yes.
can never find parking, and then you're getting ready and you're getting in the water. But definitely after. Don't come and say hi during because I'll probably drown.
I mean,
Swallow some water.
if they're keeping up with you, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I know. I think they give the pros their own start though,
Okay.
so I'm very sorry. I'll be in my own pen, but
But really
definitely
excited
after.
for that. And like I say, once that goes, it kind of feels like race week starts, I think.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's where Kona is just different to when it's hosted in Nice. Like, potentially not for anyone that's not there, but for everyone that is there, because kind of every day there's something going on that's like world champs related. And people generally are coming to do the practice swim and then they'll be staying around for the next week. So you've got all of these athletes that are here to race the world championships in the same place for 7 days, which is super cool.
Yeah. And we'll obviously hopefully get a podcast or two recorded out there.
Yes. I've got nothing else to do. I'm tapering, so we're definitely going to do some podcasts.
Yeah, it's pretty minimal effort, isn't it?
Yeah, probably won't commit to doing one every day, though.
Absolutely not.
No, we don't. No. That's a lot of talking.
I'm not sure I could talk for 7 days straight.
So imagine the first, 15 minutes of this podcast when Matt rattles through everything at the speed of light. It would be like that, but even more extreme because he'll just be stressed. So, everything will just be done at 1,000 miles an hour and the podcast will be done in 5 minutes. So it wouldn't make very good listening, but we will try and do one.
I don't get stressed in race week anymore.
No. You cool, calm and collected.
Chilled vibes.
Chilled vibes. Well, you will be chilled vibes in Hawaii because it's too hot to be stressed.
Yeah, I'll just whack the aircon up a little bit.
No. We did have this conversation the other day. How cold are we going to let the aircon be? Matt said really cold and I disagreed. So
I want to feel like a penguin.
no, we can't because that undoes the heat adaptation. I can't be cold.
Steph's sleeping outside.
Yeah, I think I might have to at this rate. But yeah, so as you can see, we're really, really excited to go to Hawaii. But we need to unpack our bags first before we repack them again. And we probably don't need to fly with a jumper any more than what we fly out with.
Yeah, just the plane. The plane can get a little bit cold.
Plane can get cold. And apparently our house in Hawaii.
But yeah, keep an eye out for our new t-shirts coming out and let us know what you think when myself or Steph fashion them.
And they'll probably be available to purchase if you want to buy them. We can do that. We'll put them on the website.
Yeah, we can also do that. That would be good.
So if you want one, you can get your hands on one. At TBC when that will be, though. Definitely not making any commitments to a date.
Well, we need to test them first, see if we like them.
Yes, definitely agreed.
Because we've done a few versions, and I know Steph's nicely wearing one currently.
Yes, I am. This was one of our original designs. But we've got someone who knows more about designing that's helping us with these ones. Matt did this one. It's very good. I like it. I think the turtle's really cute. The next ones don't have turtles on.
No, sadly not. No turtles. No volcanoes.
No.
But anyway, I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah, I need a pre-dinner snack.
Oh.
No,
Post.
pre-bed snack. Post-dinner, pre-bed.
Yeah. What are you going to have?
Probably cereal. I don't think we've got anything else in the house, to be honest.
But before we wrap up, thank you for the song suggestions for Descending, if you listened to last week's podcast. Yeah, we've had a few sent in, so thank you. I would have read them out, but I'm not prepared enough to read them out.
No.
Plus, I didn't even know what Steph's was until I listened to it.
Do you not? Have I not sung it to you before?
What, sung me a little lullaby?
I know. Okay, not sung. I definitely would have played. I'm sure I would have played it for you.
Maybe that's my listening ability.
Yeah, probably. It sounds about right.
But anyway, thanks again for listening. We had 2 more reviews on Spotify, which made me happy.
Oh my God, you got so excited earlier. It had gone up from 66 reviews to 68. So thank you. And if you do feel inclined to leave another one, it honestly makes his day.
So thank you. And we will catch you this time next week with a bit of a tan, hopefully.
In Texas.
So see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.